Hey, what's up guys? This is the Grip Control, and in this video, I'm gonna be explaining how this device is guaranteed to make you a better shooter. Because once you install this, you'll have more gun control than Nancy Pelosi could dream of. Now, you're probably wondering how I can be making such a bold claim, but basically it's because of physics.
It's science.
But first, I need to explain a simple physics principle. Suppose I wanted to move this table. One way to do this would be to place my hands on top of the table and then use the resistance between the palm of my hands and the surface of the table and try to push it forward. This would be using what's called a frictional force to move the table. And it should be obvious that this is not the most efficient way to move something. Alternatively, I could place my palms on the side of the table and then push against the table. This force is what's known as a normal force, also known as a perpendicular force. And with a normal force, its force vector is perpendicular to the surface of the objects in contact.
Nerd alert!
And your intuition should tell you that using this normal force is the one that's going to be the most effective at pushing the table and the one that will offer me the most control. Now, with this concept in mind, think about the thumb's forward grip and the force exerted on your thumbs due to recoil. When you're holding the gun in this position, your support thumb is only exerting a frictional force to counter the recoil. But as we can see in the table example, that is not the best way to exert or resist a force. And this is where the grip control comes in. With the grip control, your support thumb can now exert a normal or perpendicular force to mitigate that recoil. This is why I can confidently say that it will make you a better shooter, because it improves your hold control, which is one of the fundamentals of marksmanship. That is especially true for smaller framed guns that are more difficult to control and for women who often have less grip strength than men. And before you dismiss this as a marketing gimmick, the same concept has been used for decades in the competitive shooting community in the form of a gas pedal. However, as you can probably see, the gas pedal is not very practical for civilian concealed carry or for duty use because of its size. But with the grip control, it folds flat, allowing you to carry it in most concealment and duty holsters. All that's required is minimal holster modification with a heat gun to mold the holster around the grip control in its folded configuration. And an added benefit of this for level 1 holsters is that you now have more tactile lockup inside the holster. I've been training with and carrying this device on my EDC gun for several weeks, and I am extremely impressed with it. Now, there's inevitably going to be some of you who still think this is a gimmick. Just like the people who thought the Glock was a gimmick, red dot sights were a gimmick, and the few who still think weapon lights are a gimmick. But for the rest of you who want a guaranteed way to improve your grip, recoil control, and get faster follow-up shots, then you have to try out this device. As with all products I trust and use, I have my affiliate link in the description of this video, or you can scan this QR code. Now, your next question is probably going to be about installation. And the installation varies depending on the handgun, but essentially the device replaces the takedown lever and can be installed in a matter of a few minutes. To the best of my knowledge, none of the models require an armorer to install, and they have very detailed installation videos on their YouTube channel. And as I do in all my videos, next I'm going to talk about some cons with the product. The first con is minor because it's not going to apply to 99.99999% of you. But if your name is Jerry Mikulik or you are shooting at his level, then something like this may actually hinder you because you're so dialed into the timing of your gun. Unlikely that this applies to you, and even if you are a very proficient shooter, you will benefit from this device. The next con is that after training with this device for a while, you won't want to shoot any gun that doesn't have it, because it'll make your gun so much easier to shoot that other guns without it installed will feel like they're missing something. So just go ahead and order one for all your guns so that you won't have this problem. But thank you so much for watching, and as always, train to a higher standard.